The airplane landed in New York City. Emma looked out the window and smiled. She could see tall buildings, cars, and people moving fast. Next to her, Lisa was holding her phone and taking pictures. "We are finally here," she said with a big smile. Emma nodded. "I can't believe it. This is our dream trip." Lisa and Emma had planned this vacation for a long time. They saved money, made a list of places to visit, and practiced their English together. Now the moment was real. They were in one of the most exciting cities in the world. As they walked through the airport, their phones started buzzing. Emma opened her family group chat and typed, "We made it, just landed in New York." She smiled as she pressed send. A few seconds later, her phone buzzed again. Mom wrote, "So happy, send more pictures." Dad wrote, "Be careful and stay together." Grandma wrote, "Did you eat? Find something good." Emma laughed. "My family never changes," she said. Lisa laughed too. They left the airport and got into a yellow taxi. The driver smiled and asked, "Where to?" Lisa answered, "Times Square, please." The driver nodded and drove into the city. Emma looked out the window. She saw busy streets, bright lights, and people from many countries. She felt nervous but also excited. Everything around her was in English. She listened carefully to the taxi driver, talking on the phone. She understood a few words and smiled. "I'm really here," she thought, "and I'm using my English." When they arrived at Times Square, they were amazed. The lights were so bright, the signs were huge, and the streets were full of people. Lisa took more pictures. Emma stood still for a moment, just watching. She listened to people talking and tried to understand their English. It was fast, but she could catch some words. They walked through the crowd and found a small cafe near Central Park. Lisa said, "Let's get something to drink." She went to the counter and said, "One iced coffee, please." Then she looked at Emma. Emma took a deep breath. "One hot chocolate, please," she said slowly. The barista smiled. "Coming right up." Emma smiled back. "I did it. She thought I spoke English in New York." They sat at a small table by the window. Emma pulled out a notebook and wrote, "Today I ordered in English." It felt real. Lisa looked over and read the sentence. "That's sweet," she said. "What else are you writing?" Emma laughed. "Maybe that I'm a little braver than I thought." Lisa raised her cup and said, "To be brave." Emma laughed again. "To speak English out loud." After their drinks, they continued walking. They visited Broadway, saw a street performance, and took photos near Rockefeller Center. Everywhere they went, they tried to speak English. They also played a game. At each place, they had to describe it using 5 English words. At Times Square, Lisa said, "Big, loud, bright, fun, crazy." Emma thought for a moment. "Exciting, crowded, fast, colorful, alive." Lisa clapped. "Good words," she said. Emma smiled. She felt proud. This was more than just a vacation. It was a chance to practice her English in real life. That evening, they went back to the hotel. Lisa lay on her bed and checked her photos. Emma looked out the window. The city lights were shining. "This place moves fast," she said softly. Lisa replied, "Yes, but I think we're keeping up." Emma nodded, "And I think we're just getting started." She picked up her phone to text her boyfriend. She missed him and wanted to tell him about their day. She smiled as she started typing. She had no idea that her next message would lead to something funny, surprising, and unforgettable. The first day of their trip was full of new experiences, laughter, and courage. Emma and Lisa were not just tourists. They were learning, growing, and finding their voice one sentence at a time. This was the beginning of something special. Their dream trip had only just begun. The next morning, Emma and Lisa were full of energy. They had a big plan for the day. "Let's go to the Empire State Building," Lisa said with excitement. Emma agreed, smiling. "Yes, let's see the city from the top." Before they left the hotel, Emma sat on her bed and opened her phone. She wanted to send a message to her boyfriend. She had not talked to him since they arrived in New York. She missed him. She opened the chat and typed slowly. "Hey, babe. I miss you too. Can't wait to see you. Kisses." She smiled and pressed send. 1 second later, her smile disappeared. Her heart stopped. Her face turned red. She looked at the screen again. Something was wrong. The message didn't go to her boyfriend. It went to the family group chat. Emma stared at her phone. "No, no," she whispered. Lisa looked up. "What happened?" she asked. Emma couldn't speak. She just showed her phone to Lisa. Lisa read the message, then looked at Emma. Her eyes grew big. Then she laughed. She laughed so hard she almost fell off the bed. "No way. You sent that to your whole family," she said between laughs. Emma was frozen. "This is a nightmare," she said. She quickly tried to fix it. She opened the chat again and typed, "Wow, New York is amazing. We're at the Empire State Building. The view is beautiful." She hoped that the new message would hide the one before. Lisa shook her head. "Nice try," she said. "But it's too late." Suddenly, Emma's phone buzzed. She looked at the screen. Mom wrote, "Oh, sweetheart, I miss you too." Lisa started laughing again, louder this time. Emma covered her face. Another message came in. Dad wrote, "Wait, who is Babe?" Lisa fell onto the floor, holding her stomach. "This is too good," she said. Another message arrived. Grandma wrote, "I missed you too, my little angel. Kisses." Emma wanted to disappear. "This is bad," she said. Then more messages came. Uncle Mike wrote, "Was that message for us?" Aunt Laura wrote, "Oh dear. This is so cute." Emma dropped her phone on the bed. "I give up," she said. "I can't fix this." Lisa sat back up, wiping tears from her eyes. "Your family is amazing," she said. "They love you so much." Emma tried to stay calm. "Okay, maybe if I don't reply, they'll forget." Mom wrote, "Emma, you didn't answer Dad. Who is Babe?" Lisa laughed even harder. "You can't escape now," Emma groaned. "Why do they see everything?" Lisa smiled. "They're parents. It's their job." Emma took a deep breath. "Okay, I need a new plan." She typed, "Haha, Dad, you're funny." "Anyway, what's everyone doing today?" Dad replied. "Nice try, but we are still waiting for an answer." Lisa almost choked from laughing. "Your dad is a legend." Grandma wrote, "It's okay, sweetheart. Everyone deserves love. You can tell us." Uncle Mike wrote, "We promise we won't embarrass you too much." Aunt Laura wrote, "We just want to know who he is." Lisa clapped her hands. "They are not giving up." Emma covered her face again. This is never going to end. She stood up. Let's go out. Let's forget this happened. Lisa nodded. Yes, time to explore. Emma picked up her bag and walked toward the door. Her phone buzzed again. She didn't look. She had had enough. As they walked into the busy streets of New York, Emma smiled a little. She had made a mistake. A funny, embarrassing one. But her family still loved her. Maybe that was the best part. Sometimes even the most embarrassing moments bring laughter, love, and connection. And maybe, just maybe, they help us grow a little too. The next day, Emma woke up early. She sat up in bed and stretched. The sun was shining through the window. Lisa was still sleeping. Emma looked at her phone. There were more messages from her family, but she didn't open them. She smiled quietly. Something felt different. She wasn't embarrassed anymore. She was ready to move on. After breakfast, Lisa looked at her and said, "You're quiet today. Feeling okay?" Emma nodded. I think so. I was so embarrassed yesterday, but now I just want to enjoy this trip. Lisa smiled. That's the spirit. So what's the plan for today? Emma pulled out a brochure from her bag. Let's try this street art tour in Brooklyn. It's a walking tour, and we can meet other travelers. A few hours later, they were standing in front of a huge wall filled with colorful graffiti. The tour guide welcomed them with a big smile. He spoke fast, but clearly. Welcome, everyone. Let's walk, talk, and enjoy the art. Emma listened carefully. She didn't understand every word, but she understood enough. When the guide said something funny, she laughed along. At each stop, he explained the meaning behind the paintings. Then he asked the group to describe the art in their own words. Lisa whispered, Go on, Emma. Say something. Emma looked at a painting of a large face with wings. She thought for a moment, then said out loud, Strong, bright, free. The guide smiled. Nice. Good words. Emma felt proud. She had spoken English in front of the group. Later, the guide asked the group to say where they were from. Emma said, We're from Chicago. A woman from Japan smiled and replied, Oh, I've been there. It's a nice city. Emma and Lisa started talking with the others. Everyone spoke English, but in different accents and levels. It didn't matter. What mattered was that they were trying sharing and connecting. That afternoon, Emma and Lisa walked through Central Park. They played their favorite game again. Describe this place in 5 English words. Emma looked at the trees, the lake, the families having picnics. She said, peaceful green, happy, relaxing, warm. Lisa nodded. Perfect. They sat on a bench. Emma pulled out her journal. She wrote, Today I talked to new people. I shared my thoughts in English. I felt nervous, but I did it. I feel stronger. Lisa leaned over and read the page. Emma, you're doing so well. I'm proud of you. Emma smiled. Thank you. I think I finally understand something. Speaking English is not about being perfect. It's about being brave. That evening, they went to a rooftop cafe. The sky was turning orange as the sun set. The city lights were coming on one by one. Emma looked around and said, This trip has been full of surprises. I made mistakes, but I learned a lot. Lisa raised her glass. To mistakes and to learning, Emma laughed, to confidence and to trying again. Before they left the rooftop, Emma took one more picture of the city. She opened her phone and looked at the family chat. She typed slowly. Hi, everyone. I know I sent a funny message the other day. I was so embarrassed. But now I think it's okay to laugh. Thank you for being kind. This trip has helped me learn more English and more about myself. Love you all. She hit send. A moment later, messages came in. Mom wrote, "We love you, sweetheart. Always." Dad wrote, "We're proud of you, babe." Grandma wrote, "You are our little angel." Emma smiled. She looked at Lisa and said, "Okay, now I really feel better." They walked back to their hotel under the New York sky. Emma didn't worry about grammar. She didn't worry about mistakes. She just spoke slowly, clearly, confidently, and with joy. Learning a language takes time. It takes courage. But every small step, every funny moment, every brave word counts. And sometimes the best way to grow is to laugh, keep going, and never give up. Emma was ready for more adventures, more conversations, and more English. Emma's journey to New York City was more than just a vacation. It was a journey of learning, growth, and self-discovery. She and Lisa started their trip full of excitement, ready to explore a new place and use their English skills in the real world. From the first taxi ride to Times Square to their quiet moments in Central Park, every step was full of opportunity. At first, Emma was shy. She listened more than she spoke. She was careful with her words and nervous about making mistakes. But slowly, she started to open up. She ordered drinks, asked questions, and joined conversations. With each sentence, she felt more confident. Then came the unexpected moment the message sent to the wrong chat. At first, it felt like a disaster. Emma wanted to hide. But what followed was something beautiful. Her family responded with love, support, and humor. Instead of judgment, they gave her laughter. Instead of shame, they gave her strength. That moment, even though it was embarrassing, helped Emma grow stronger. It taught her not to be afraid of mistakes. By the end of the trip, Emma was no longer scared of speaking English. She had learned to enjoy the process, to speak slowly, clearly, and from the heart. She realized that language is not just about grammar or perfect words. It's about connection. It's about being understood and being brave enough to try. So, what can we learn from Emma's story? Mistakes are not the end, they are the beginning. When you make a mistake, you learn, you become stronger, you grow. Whether you are learning English, starting a new job, or facing a challenge in life, remember that it's okay to fall. What matters is getting back up and moving forward with a smile. Now, if you've listened to this whole story, congratulations. You've just improved your English listening and understanding in a fun and real way. Every story you hear, every word you repeat brings you one step closer to fluency. Here's a fun question to test your memory. What did Emma accidentally send to her family group chat? A photo of Times Square. B. A message meant for her boyfriend. Comment your answer below with A or B. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Your support helps us create more fun, free, and helpful English content just for you. And if you want to help us keep going, please consider making a small donation. In the beginning, creating quality content is not easy. We do it with love and passion, but your help makes it possible to keep this channel alive. Thank you for learning with us. Keep practicing, keep smiling, and remember your voice matters.